All right, so today we're super excited. For those that don't know me, my name is Jakari Carter. I'm actually a part of the marketing team here at Hagen Oaks. We're excited today to have Aaron Young from Titleist. We're going to be answering some questions that we get asked frequently, as well as ones that we see other people asking on Google a lot. So we'll be answering questions about golf balls, as well as certain clubs and just certain things that will help you in your purchasing decisions for new products. So one of the first questions that I'd like to ask you, Aaron, is how can I find out which Titleist ball is right for me?
Yeah, that's a question I get a lot, and thanks for having me this morning. One great resource that we have is our website, especially in these times when a lot of people are online, they're inside. If they go to Titleist.com and they click on the golf ball button, they'll find a selector tool. And then they can go through a series of questions that will lead us to tell them what we think the best golf ball is based on their answers. But at Titleist, we take a green to tee approach. So first you want to fit someone to really what's important around the green for them. Is it spin? Is it feel? And then we kind of move back to chipping and then to second shots and then off the tee. So we don't start at the tee and move forward. We want to find the ball around the greens that is the best for them. So generally speaking, with our three super premium golf balls, Pro V1, Pro V1X, and AVX, those golf balls have no weaknesses. They're very long, but around the greens they perform, and that's why on the PGA Tour, Pro V1 and Pro V1X are so popular. Is because around the greens, when those guys are getting up and down for pars or for birdies, that's when they're making their money. So they need a golf ball they can rely on. And most amateurs, including myself, don't hit all the greens that the pros do. So I need a golf ball around the greens that's really going to help me shine. And that's normally in our super premium brand, Pro V1, Pro V1X, or AVX.
Yeah.
But go to the Selector tool online. It's a great way to get some good guidance, and then buy a sleeve from somebody and go out and play that golf ball and start at the green, do some chipping, hit some sand shots, then back up. And I think you'll find that especially our premium golf balls, our super premium golf balls, they're really going to find that they're going to help lower their scores.
Awesome. And I'll make sure, for those that are not familiar, I'll make sure to include links to the ball fitting tool that Titleist has on their website. And it's really easy to use. It'll walk you step by step on how to make the right decision based on your needs and your player profile. So one of the next questions that I have is, what are the main differences between the Titleist T100 through T400 irons?
Yeah, we make an iron for everybody. If you're a scratch handicap or you're a 20, we have an iron for you. So the T100 is a player's cavity back. It's very popular on the tour. Jordan Spieth plays with a set. It is got all the game improvement benefits of some of our other irons, but it's in a nice, clean package. And the whole body of the golf club is forward, so it feels great. There's tungsten on the heel and the toe, so you have the miss hits are going to go further and straighter. But it's generally for a player that's looking for shot shaping and that type of player, and that's why it's so popular on the PGA Tour among local staff professionals. The next iron is the T200, and that's the player's irons with distance. So that's got the clean package, but it's got a really thin face that's separated away from the rest of the golf club. So it just jumps off the face. So if you're looking for a traditional looking golf club, but you want distance, the T200 should be in your thought process. Finally, the next two are more of our game improvement, and it's what you like looking down at. The T300 is a clean profile, but it's got all this tungsten. It launches very high. It stays in the air a long time, but in a clean package. And then the T400 looks more like a hybrid. So that's as much tungsten as we can move low and deep in the golf club, and it gets the ball up in the air and goes a long way. So really in the T300 and the T400, it's what do you like looking down at? They're definitely game improvement for the middle to high handicap. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to get the ball up in the air. It's going to go a long way. So those are your more distance centered irons.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I know there's so many options nowadays, and some may know what they should be looking for, and then others are still learning. So it's always nice to be able to differentiate those differences and figure out what's best for each person. So thank you so much for that information.
And a
Um,
lot of people think of us as the golf club company for the serious golfer, for the players. And while that 20 years ago was really the case, now we sell some of our most popular irons are more game improvement in the T300 and the T400.
Yeah, and especially with the advancement in technology, there's so many things that are being used to help people of various handicap levels. So that way, everyone has an option pretty much with new releases, which is kind of what the trend is, something for those with a higher handicap and then some with a lower handicap. So that's really nice that you guys are doing that.
And we also, if you go to our website and click on the clubs and then go to irons, there's an iron selector tool, which will help guide you through some questions and kind of zero in maybe on an iron that you should try.
Oh, perfect. I'll make sure I include that one as well. Then that leads us to the drivers next. So what are the main differences between the T1, TS1 to TS4 drivers?
So it's the same thing we do in the irons, we do in the woods. We have 4 drivers for different players, different spin rates, what a player is looking for in a driver. So the T100 is your large head, really lightweight. This is for a driver that someone is looking for who needs their club head speed and needs to launch the ball high up in the air. So a normal driver weighs like 310 grams, 320 grams. This driver is 280 grams. You have a 40-gram shaft, an extra lightweight grip. So this is for somebody who's really needs their speed to be up. And the whole weight of the golf club from the shaft to the grip to the head is lighter than any of our other drivers. So that's for somebody who's looking to increase their club head speed and maybe their distance and needs help with launch.
Hmm.
The TS2 is the most forgiving of any of our drivers, but the spin rate would be quite a bit lower than it would be with TS1. We still have all the lightweight options that we would in a TS1, but we also have heavier options. So this is the ultimate in forgiveness with a little bit lower spin. And then the TS3 is the most popular driver on the PGA Tour. It's still got a 460cc head, so it's very forgiving, but this has a lower ball flight in a more traditional shape, whereas the TS2 and the TS1 has a little more modern shape. So when somebody sets down a TS3, if they've played with our drivers in the past, that shape more than likely is going to appeal to them. It's also got weight movement. You can move weight out to the heel and the toe, and the ball flight is a little bit lower, and that's why it's so popular on the PGA Tour and is the most popular club on the driver on the PGA Tour. And then finally, TS4 is really a spin killer. So out on the tour, and some of our staff pros and amateurs out there really get steep with their swings and put a lot of spin on it. This driver is slightly smaller with a deeper face, so it's going to take a lot of spin off the driver. So for people who need to reduce their spin, this would be a good option for them in the TS4. So really, we have a driver for everybody, and they can go online to our website and click on clubs and go to drivers, and there's a selector tool where you can answer a few questions and help guide them into a driver they want to try or demo or get fit with.
Perfect. And I know we've had some really great offerings with Titleist on different products, especially some that have been out for a little bit. So we'll make sure we include links to those as well. That way, if
Yep.
you're interested in the TS1, TS2, 3, or 4, then we have those available on Morton Golf Sales as well. So thank you so much for this information, Aaron. It's been super helpful. I know a lot of people, like I said, been asking about these products and these questions. And so hopefully this has answered some of those questions, and we hope to do this again with you soon.
Absolutely. Anytime. Thanks for having me.